Well, happy Monday night,
There we
everyone.
are.
Sure, it's good to see all of you. Welcome here. We're happy to have you with us. It's been a really busy Monday around here. We had Gordon went to work, and I did
Late.
my work here, and so it's just lovely to be with you. The headlines today, if you haven't seen my video, you really should watch it. But Tim, hey everybody, Tim has his question right off. He says, do you think with prices and fees going up that the consumers will eventually say that's enough and stop booking cruises or book fewer cruises? And so that's really what I've been thinking about. That's why I did his question right off, is because with that news from Mexico, you have the two sides of Mexico, right? And so I think that they're playing with fire. I do, because you know what? There's always somewhere else. There's always somewhere else. And in the long run, you maybe think it won't matter, but it's not just always one person or two people cruising. Sometimes you have like a whole family. Sometimes you have extended family. And what started out as $42 is like $420 before you know it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. But plus the other thing, tell me what you all think. Is you have all these different people. You have people that cruise a couple of times a year. You have people that cruise one time a year. Some people cruise every other year. Some people cruise every third year or every fourth year or once in a lifetime. And so that's kind of like a big mix of different consumers there, is like when they're going to spend their money. So
Well, and there
I
was a
don't know.
comment somebody put on saying, well, but don't you have to go to Mexico if you go to Hawaii? Okay, that's one port that you have to hit. And so I don't think that's going to deter many from going to Hawaii, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe there's the weekend cruisers. Again, I'm talking West Coast here, where you go to Catalina, then you go to Ensenada and back. Okay, those may still be there, but the cruises, the standard Mexican Riviera cruise, that's usually 3 ports, or the 10-day ones that are maybe 4 ports, and like you said, you want to take your family, well, you may change and go to a 2-port cruise instead of a 4-port cruise.
Well, then it doesn't matter, because I think it's one time per person into Mexico.
Oh, it's not each port?
I don't think so. I did a lot of reading today. If anybody thinks it's per port, tell me, but I've decided it's
maybe that will lift up and go to more ports. They say they're getting better bang for their buck.
Anyway, say what you think in the comments, okay?
But if you realize that 80% of the U.S. population lives east of the Mississippi, and so they're going out of Galveston. Well, Galveston would be Western Caribbean, but if they have the choice,
just did a thumbs up again.
If they have the choice to jump to Florida and do the Eastern Caribbean and avoid the tax in Mexico, they'll do it. They will definitely do it.
Yeah, so say what you guys think. It's good to see you, Matt. Nice to have you with us. And there's our Hetty. Hi, Hetty. Have a Coke. Hey, John, nice to have you. Lori, you and Lee, it's nice to see you both. I got to talk with her today. Shelly says, when is final payment due on the Egypt Solar Cruise? And do you buy your insurance at the time of deposit for the ability to get the deposit back? That's a lot to lose. So there's just ways to think about this. So I am pretty sure that the final payment will be due like 6 months out. As far as here's how the insurance works. So the insurance was truly never intended to get your deposit back until you're really close to going on the cruise, right? Because like all the covered reasons don't come into play until you're within final payment and close enough to the cruise that it actually applies, right? Because you could say, unless the person that was going to go passes away. Because other than that, like you're out and you say, well, I'm sick right now. You have to wait and see if you're doing okay in a year, right? Unless, I'm not the insurance company, but I would think extreme circumstances. And so just changing your mind isn't going to get, money back. The insurance that it comes with offered through Dream Vacations that they contract with, they have a stipulation that if you want it to be covered for pre-existing conditions, you just have to buy your insurance within 15 days of making your deposit. And so the thing with that, Shelly, is if you're someone and you're not worried about pre-existing conditions, just add whatever insurance you want to by the final payment date, because then you're set, right? If it gets closer and you have to cancel. But if you're someone that has a lot going on and you don't want to get going on your trip and have them say, well, you already had that going, we're not going to cover that, then you don't have to worry about it if you buy it. So that's just why I've been extra careful with it. And if anybody wonders, Gordon and I are getting that insurance. We are going to get that insurance because we both take medicine, and we just want to be covered. And this is a more expensive trip than we're used to as well. So, alrighty. Any other questions? Just pop them down there. Okay, Shelly and everybody else. Clyde, good to see you. And Kay, so good to see you, Kay. Bruce, how are you? You're getting closer and closer to your cruise. Thomas, always nice to see you. Hey there, Connie. Mexico, yeah, Connie hit that on the head, the nail on the head. She said, I think someone saw dollar signs with the expected increase in tourism as a result of the addition of the new perfect day thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I talked about that in my video today. Like, if I were Royal Caribbean, I'd feel like Mexico just kicked me in the stomach. They went, they bought this land, huge commitment, a huge thing they're bringing to that region. And instead of welcoming them with open arms, they just like are going to tax an additional tax on every person coming. To me, that's like not cool. That's just not being a good business partner. So I don't know. So, hey, Michael, you and Nancy, so nice to see you both. I hope you're doing okay. And Ontario girl, Kristen, so good to see you. I'll email you or call you after this. I've been emailing and calling today with what we were talking about. We've got Sue and Phil here with us. Let's see, Becky. Good to see you, Becky. And Don and Scotty, Coach for Life. We're really happy you're here. Thanks for always joining us. Let's see. Kay says, I'm not that into Mexico. I'm going on the Love Boat cruise because it's the Love Boat cruise, but otherwise prefer the Caribbean. Kay, I'm really with you. Mm-hmm. I'm okay without Mexico again. Am I going to go there again? I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will. But
it's a cruise.
When I'm choosing, though, I would choose something else. Yeah. So let's see. Bruce is okay with cruising the Caribbean. And, I'm thinking, I've thought about this a lot, actually. I actually looked at the map, and you look at all of the islands that they currently visit. And some of those islands are quite well developed. Some of them, no, not really too terribly much. You just get off the ship. Like I'm thinking about Grand Turk, where I was just at. You get off the ship and you're right there. There are beautiful beaches. You can do other excursions, of course, like your island drive or whatever you want. But truly, most of the guests get off the ship. They go to those beautiful beach places right along. Like you just walk there. They're right there. A little bit of shopping, a little bit of eating, and you're good. And you can do that on a lot of other islands, I think, that aren't already having guests come. So it wouldn't be so hard to either build a pier or just do the water shuttle thing. So if I had an island in the Caribbean in that whole region, I'd be like looking at what I had and what I needed to do to get a cruise ship to come today. Yeah. That's what I'd be doing.
Well, look at the private islands that are out there. Those are fantastic.
Yeah, they are. Gary and Edith, sure good to see you guys. Really good to see you. I hope you're doing okay. Edith, I hope you're doing better. And Kim, nice to see you, Kim. And Jerry and Keith Ann. Love how you say happy Monday to everyone. Christine, so nice to see you.
John Tom is on the Carnival Forenza.
Ooh, is it so beautiful? Is it?
He's in Cabo.
I bet that's beautiful. Yeah. I got to get on that ship.
Appreciate your updates on Facebook there,
Yeah,
Tom.
Thank you.
John Tom.
Thanks for everyone that pitches in. We really appreciate it. It makes our Facebook page a fun place to be. So David and Christy, thanks so much. Thumbs up, everybody, like they said. If you haven't done the thumbs up yet, will you please click on that? Let's see. Let's see. If you've already booked Mexico, will Princess add that fee? I don't know, because, it was supposed to start January 1st. And then that Florida Caribbean Cruise Line Association, I think it's called. I have it right here. The Florida Caribbean Cruise Line Association sent a letter to their president. And I don't know if that's the whole reason, but it seems like they were heard, because now it's going to start in July. I would bet that it's just going to be added to your shipboard account, if I had to guess, if you've already booked and you've already made final payment, because you wouldn't go back and add it for you to pay now, because then your booking would be not paid in full, and then it would want to cancel. So on the places that you've already booked and paid in full, but I guess July they could add it. I'm going to keep my eye. I'll keep my eye on any of you who are booked on one to Mexico after July. Look and see what that looks like. Well, and we're going to Mexico after July. We're going in next November. So we'll pay attention on the Love Boat.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So, but let me know if you're going sooner. So
It's trying
let's
to
see.
figure out
Thanks,
which
Greg.
cruise
Nice
is
to
that.
see you. Was the $42 fee in Mexico for each port? You know what? If you see something else, tell me. I thought it was
John
per
Tom says
passenger,
it's
per cruise, not per port. Yeah, I read a lot of things about this, and I think it's just per cruise. Yeah, per person, and it doesn't even matter if you get off the ship. And the interesting thing is they say it all goes towards the military. So I do appreciate security. I do. But I think like you're not, I'm not getting $42 worth. I guess you can't really put a number on security though. But anyway, it's just interesting.
Yeah.
Tom says, do you know anything? Let's see, what do you know about the change in leadership, CEO of Princess, and why they made that change and what you think might happen? We talked about this a little bit, and I talked about it today on my video. But, I think that sometimes, like in every job, people just want to move along. I think, of course, there's always nudging. It seem to me like the thing if you're doing a fantastic job, they don't want you to leave. If you're doing a lumpy job, now would be a good time to leave, they would tell you. But so I don't know if there was any nudging or not. What John Padgett brought to Princess, he did a really good job with that medallion and thinking of the whole app thing with your phone and everything. Yeah. So I don't know that he just wants to do something else would be my guess. He probably let them know a while ago. And then decided what they were going to do about it. And they decided to do the shuffle. Now that they have that new gentleman, I can't remember his name, who's the new president of Seabourn, that's not a surprise because the president of Holland America, who is now the president of Princess, did a lot was like kind of doubling as the president of Seabourn. So that they would get actually a president for that cruise line.
Makes sense.
Is only fitting.
Yeah.
So, rolling forward. Today I said in my video, I hope that he comes in with a renewed zeal to get that app working correctly with the medallion. That's what I would hope. That and whips like their website into shape, that it's not so glitchy all the time. I think that would be really nice. And that kind of carries over to a lot of things. So hopefully get some things under control a little bit.
And I appreciate your vote of confidence. I've not had anybody nudge me to retirement work.
This is great.
I think I'm doing okay there.
Okay, good job, honey. Because we have places to go. All right. So if anybody else has some thoughts, pop them in the comments, like what you think might happen or what you're looking forward to seeing. So Fincian and Sarasota, so nice beautiful. To see you.
Yeah.
Every time I see where you're from, I always think of the Ringling. I know I tell you that. But if you have not gone and sat there recently, just go do it on my behalf. It is so beautiful there in the Ca d'Azan and the beautiful museum that they've got there. Those gardens just soak it right up. So Jennifer, so good to see you, Jennifer. Let's see. Oh, is today Christy's birthday? No, that's Christy. It's David's birthday.
Oh, wow.
Happy birthday, David. Gordon, do you know how to do the balloons? Do the balloons and fireworks.
Let's see. We'll try this one. This might be. Yeah, there's confetti. And there's fireworks.
Yeah, happy birthday, David. We wish you a very happy birthday.
This one.
And many more.
This one. There's
the balloons.
Okay.
So, yeah. Let's see. Mexico. Okay, we got that. Chris just got home. Jeff Dinter says, how are they going to impose the tax? They will impose it to the cruise lines, and the cruise lines will have to make sure everybody pays it. Yep. Thomas, oh, you got a cold? I'm so sorry, sweetie pie.
Oh, is that what you got for your birthday last week?
She'll be on the Discovery in 40 days. Ooh. That's going to be marvelous. Yeah. 53 degrees and raining in Richmond. Arlisa, I hope I said that right. Is there still room? Yes. Oh, would you please?
I'll make a note.
Well, let me write you down. You know what? Your name sounds familiar. I thought I had replied, but you know what? I'll follow up. I'm writing this down. As soon as we're done, I'll look. Okay. I'm glad you said something. Thank you very much. Let's see. Oh, on the Cruise Critic site, Sue and Phil say they mentioned $42 per person per port. There you go. That'll be interesting. I think I did more of my looking today on that Florida Caribbean Cruise Association's website. I whipped through the general news, but you can't always trust what they say because you just don't know. But thanks for saying that. We'll look and see what we can find out. Let's see.
Yeah, John keeps saying
Rich says,
not preferred.
Well, the Mexico tax. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out for sure. But yeah. Well, I'll double check. How's that? I'll double check. I'm writing that down. Double check Mexico.
Yeah. Jennifer's still going to be on the Love Boat with us.
Yes. Yeah. You still have my phone number on your phone, right? Just call me when we're done here. Okay. Is that good, Jennifer? Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. It's not a port visit fee, but a country visit fee. That's true. So for a long time, there's been a visit fee per person that didn't come on a cruise, like just came to visit and stay in a hotel, whatever. And cruise passengers were exempt because they stayed on the ship overnight. And so what they are doing now is not making the cruise passengers exempt. So
that's what John's saying right here.
Oh, he did? Right. Thank you, John. We're on the same page here. Yeah. Thanks.
Baylor
Kathy, good to see you. And Jerry, Booze, if you cancel for any reason, couldn't you cancel whenever you wanted? You sure can. So be aware. And I'm sure you know this, Jerry, just for anybody that doesn't, cancel for any reason. Insurance is its separate thing. It can include other coverages, but you have to be sure to buy cancel for any reason insurance, and it costs a lot more than just regular insurance. So if you want that luxury just to cancel because you changed your mind, then make sure you buy cancel for any reason insurance. Definitely. See, that's a good. Thanks for saying that. I appreciate it. Let's see. Said hi to Kathy, Beeler Girls, Sick and Bears. Let's see. Hanging with the Hordes. Nice to have you with us. First Princess Cruise in 2016.
Nice.
I am really excited to hear about that. I'm excited to see what you think. So have you been on other cruises and this is your first princess? Or just first cruise altogether? Let's see.
Let me zip down here.
We're zipping somewhere.
The birthday boy.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, David. You're such a love. Thank you very, very much. Well, now what do we do?
Well,
hearts. Okay. Oh, I got hearts. Did you get hearts?
I'm not doing it too good tonight.
You got the others though, so it's okay.
There we go.
There we go. Okay. All right.
Thank you, David.
Yeah, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Let's see. Where were we? Right here. Oh, Linda, nice to see you. Let's see. When we took the Oceania cruise, Code 4 for Life says, when they took their cruise to Mexico, they got off the ship just to take a picture of the ship, then right back on board. You know what? We were looking last night, just trying to sort out all of our excursions, make sure we're lined up for everything that we want to do on the Panama Canal cruise. And we only have one excursion booked for that entire trip. And it's one that when we are the day before we go through the locks, that they take us from, is it Panama City we're at?
Yes.
And they'll take us on a bus over to like the Miraflores Observation Center.
Visitor center for the.
So you get to watch that, and then you get to see an IMAX video all about the Panama Canal and everything. And that's the only excursion we have booked. I've looked at Mexico, and I don't know if we're going to even get off. We might get off and walk around a little bit if we feel like we need to get off the ship, but nothing was just like calling to me to do. Maybe in the back of my mind, I also have the Nile to pay for now, but I was just really thinking an awful lot about what it's just going to be interesting, but luckily we don't have to pay that tax because it's in February and they moved it back to July.
Right.
So, but yeah, let me know. Do you usually this is a good question. Do you usually do an excursion when you go to Mexico, or do you just get off, look around, or like they said, get off, take a picture of the ship and get back on? So, and I think that there's some places like that, even in the Caribbean, that unless you've been there, you're like, I could get off, I could not get off. But I would always rather go to the Caribbean, I think. So, yeah, tell me what you all think, would you? Let's see. Oh, Bruce says Gordon should get you a Caribbean island for Christmas. Okay. Then everybody could visit, and we would get a cruise ship to start coming. That would just be fun. I don't think that's in the budget, but great idea, Bruce. Good thinking. So if it is anyone's budget, you might want to get an island and set it up for cruise ships to come.
I'll let you visit an island, but I don't know if I can get you.
I don't know. I think if I had a cruise island, if I had a private island and I had a really good system set up that the people that live there could earn money off the people that come and visit, I think that would be great. I wouldn't have to charge a port fee, right? You just let them come. The people could earn what they needed. And that might be nice. Yeah. Let's see. Thomas tried the number he gave him. So his app is having a glitch.
Oh.
And my app's having a glitch. A lot of people's app is having a glitch. A lot of people's dining reservations are disappearing. Some people cancel their cruise over it. I'm not one of those people, but it's really interesting. There are a lot of troubles with the app. So, Jim, nice to see you and have you with us. ULoveThis life, nice to have you as well. Let's see.
Richard's now elite.
Rich is elite.
Been platinum
Feels like
forever.
It's a big jump between platinum and elite on Princess. Doesn't it happen like about 9 or 10 cruises you're platinum, and then it takes clear to 15 to get to elite? So it's a big jump. Verna Lynn is not worried. Thank you, sweetie, for the $42 per cruise cost. Coming from LA, we need Mexico as a close, warmer climate to visit in the winter. And there you go.
And which is interesting because being in Utah, we go to LA to be warmer.
Pretty much. I know. I was trying to talk him into it. I was looking at pictures of Disneyland last night with one of our children, and it has all the lights for Christmas up. And I was like, oh, we're busy this next weekend, but we could go the weekend before Christmas, just the two of us. Yeah. So I don't really know that we will, but it's a nice thought, isn't it? And it will be warmer. Yeah.
Yeah. And we can do an on location live.
David, here, sweetie pie. I know. We've been thinking about that more. We got gear for it. So we'll expand on that. We're working on some fun things. Let's see. Melody, it's so nice to see you.
Oh, did you
sweetheart.
see Fincian said that her sister had a reception at the Rimley.
Oh, really? Oh my goodness. Now I'm just envious. That is so beautiful there. That makes me happy to know y'all appreciate it and you're using it. So cool. They have, it is just beautiful there. I really appreciate people that in that time period, that Gilded Age, through that, and a little later, through that time period, that had a lot of money, collected so much and took such care of it, and now they share it with all of us. I love that. I love that they did that.
One of the places we really like is Huntington Library in San Marino, California.
If anybody has not ever been to the Huntington, go to the Huntington. So San Marino is over in the San Gabriel Valley. It's
adjacent to Pasadena.
It's just a suburb of LA, but it is beautiful.
Yeah. Henry Huntington bought the largest private book collection at the time that he bought it.
I have a really cool book about him.
And he's got he's got a copy of the Gutenberg Bible.
He does.
And he's got that, the Blue Boy painting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He paid attention on
beautiful gardens.
We've been a few times. Yeah. And beautiful gardens. Like roses, like you would have never seen roses. Yeah. So anyway, putting that out there, a nice ad for that. Yeah, see, that's one thing. That is a thing to do. If you go to LA and you're going to go on a cruise, you should go see the Huntington. Absolutely go see the Huntington. What else should they do?
Well, yeah, go look for the Nancy Reagan rose. I know the man who created that rose.
You do?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you know what else? You can go see the Reagan Presidential Library out in Simi Valley.
Mm-hmm.
You can go see, who's that guy in the Pasadena? The Norton Simon. That museum is worth a visit.
Yeah.
Go to the Getty Villa in Malibu, the Getty
that
Center.
Is absolutely, definitely.
Is that in Santa Monica? Where is that?
The Getty Villa or
the
Getty Center? It's just north of Santa Monica. Yeah, on the Sepulveda Pass.
Yeah, there's a lot of beautiful places. Go down to Newport Beach to go to the
crab
beach.
Cooker.
There you go. Okay.
In fact, I got to put my video up for Newport Beach.
We did one a really long time ago. Nobody watched it, but it showed what to do there in Newport Beach. It's just really fun. But there's so many things to do there. A lot of things to do. You could just rent a car for a day. Like if you fly into LAX, just rent a car for a day or two and go see everything. That's easier than doing Viator or something. So, and plus you're flexible on time.
Yeah.
But there's the LACMA. I never really want to go there. I'm just not so much of a modern art person. But if you like modern art, go to the LACMA.
Tell them what LACMA means.
Los Angeles County Museum.
LACMA. Museum of Art.
Yeah.
Sorry. Though the Brand Tar Pits is.
That's worth a visit.
Definitely.
We went
definitely.
there. We took tickets there. Yeah. So lots of things to do there. So let us know if you have any other questions about that. Yeah. Let's see. Jeff says, so if we've already paid in full, I guess the cruise line will then pay for it out of their own pockets. Oh, no. You will pay for it. I'm sure it will be. My guess. Well, see, here's the
Fret
thing.
not.
Well, see, I shouldn't say because I don't work for a cruise line, but they're not going to absorb $42 a person. They're just not. And so, because like, think about it, you have a ship that has like, just for every 1,000 people, that's $42,000. That's a lot to absorb. And so it will be passed along. But you know what? We are not within final payment on those July cruises yet. So it could show up as a change on there. Mm-hmm. I am really interested to see how this rolls out because clearly it's new, right? So we'll just see what happens, but they're not going to absorb it. And you know what? I wouldn't. Honestly, I wouldn't. If I was a company, would you? If you were a company? I always think of things like as the consumer and as a company because of my what I studied in school. So that's me. Yeah. All righty. Let's see.
So she say,
oh, there's 6 crews. All the others have been MSC. Yeah. Oh, this will be fun to see the comparison.
Yeah.
So,
we've not been on MSC, but we've heard things.
Yeah, we're going to go.
I think you're going to.
But, today I ran out of time. I was just talking too long. And so I didn't talk about MSC, but they had a ship that stayed in port in Naha, and it was supposed to be a 4-day cruise.
Naha is Okinawa, if anybody doesn't know.
Thanks, Gordon. Yeah. And it was supposed to be a 4-day cruise, but they had engine trouble and they had bad weather. Yeah. And so they didn't get to go. They ended up staying there. And apparently there were quite a few Taiwanese guests on board, but they couldn't get off because about the rules with that. And so they were going to go to Taiwan on the cruise, and then it would be so you could get off, but they weren't getting to go. So today, theoretically, they were supposed to get off December 9th. They were supposed to be working something out with the government that they could go sightseeing. But here's the really nice thing.
Dawn reported on this.
All of the people. Oh, well, I can still finish.
No, I'm just saying that's somebody else is going to say it. So.
And so, anyway, they still got their money back. They got a great future cruise credit. I think they were really generous.
They took care of some of the airfare.
For them. They chartered a flight. Yeah, they chartered flights. Right. They got airplane tickets for people. They really did a nice job. So just throwing that out there. Yeah, that MSC did a good job.
Okinawa, again, this is December, but Okinawa is comparable to Hawaii. In the Ryukyu Islands there, it's just absolutely gorgeous. The water is beautiful. It's warm. Yeah. So
it's a nice time to visit.
Yes.
A nice time to visit. Let's see. Do you know how long the Majestic Princess is in the U.S.? Well, not off the top of my head. You know what? Her transatlantic is in February. Yeah, early. So she takes her transatlantic early this year. It's like, gosh, you know what? I want to say February 17th. I could be wrong. But then in March, she's going to go into dry dock. And so I guess she's here until the middle of February. Whatever that day is right around there is when she leaves. So, yeah. But then she comes back, like I want to say in July. And then... yeah, it's a really interesting year for the Majestic Princess. And it's like this year, the Sun Princess is going March 22nd. So it's a kind of a little, I don't know, early-ish. I guess they usually go in March. So, but definitely the Majestic going in February is early. So I would be on that ship if I didn't have something else to do. Maybe I should just be on that ship. That thought just came to me. Are you busy?
When?
February.
We're going to Panama.
Oh, I'm busy. Okay, thanks. All righty. I would rather go to Europe, Thomas
she
says.
Asks me this question sometimes.
I do this all the time. I'm like, do you think
what are we doing then? And I'm like, well, did you want to cancel this one? Oh,
I'm always having bright ideas. Yeah.
And I appreciate the ideas, and I wish we could do them all. It's just, we don't have, there's only 24 hours a day.
So Kay says that they're doing 2 excursions on the Love Boat cruise, a chocolate and a wine tasting. Oh, and you're going to swim with the dolphins, but normally we don't do excursions in Mexico. Thanks for saying that, Kay. Thanks for answering my question. It's really kind of fun. Verna Lynn says we did razor excursions in 2 ports. Fantastic.
Good.
There you go. See, I guess people do a lot of excursions, and that's great.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hey, Barb, she's going to be on the island in 13 days.
Ooh.
If I buy an eSIM card, does that really allow me to just make a phone call, keeping with my plan for unlimited calling, or do I just have Or is it just to have Wi-Fi?
Where is the island at right now? Where is it going to be? Because your eSIM card is really only for when you're on land.
When you're on the ship and you have Wi-Fi, you can make a phone call.
That's when you want to use the Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah.
And that doesn't have to have international. But for an eSIM, again, it depends on where the island princess is in 2 weeks.
Tell us where it'll be, Barb. Let's see. Attila the Fun, nice to see you. Indeed, the Majestic will be in Galveston in 2026. Thanks for saying that. Yeah, I think it's really fun that there's, I know she's got a transatlantic in July.
Barb's saying in Caribbean.
In the Caribbean.
So,
would you pay for it? Well, there's, you know what, there's some pretty cheap eSIM cards these days. And if you want to use it for your calling from the islands, if it's cheaper than paying for your phone plan, you can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just always just make our phone plan just kick over.
Yeah.
I had a bad experience with an eSIM card, but that was
a long time
ago. That was
ago.
9 years ago.
So, well, and he needs to be reachable for his work, and I do too. So we just have
kick it in. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't have a glitch. So let's see. Attila the Fun in the winter. Oh, in the winter. Thanks. Sorry. Tom says 41 days till his Discovery Princess Mexican Riviera cruise. Sometimes I book a tour through Princess or in Puerto Vallarta, a private food tour.
Oh, okay.
You know what? For some reason, Tom, I remember, didn't you do a private food tour when we went on the Love Boat cruise? No, the Love Boat in October of was that 2022? Yeah, for some reason, I think you did. I don't know, but I hope you have a good time. Yeah, let's see.
And nothing to in my mind, and this is maybe part of the reason why we don't do something in Puerto Vallarta. I don't think anything's ever going to live up to that hop on, hop off bus we did that very first time. We thought of
doing it again, and we're like, oh no, it won't be
the same.
Yeah, if you truly, the hop on, hop off bus in Puerto Vallarta is so much fun. Like, if you have not done it yet, you should think about it. It's really fun. It goes right from the cruise port. We joined it when we had booked an excursion with Princess, and it turned out to be not that great. And so a little while into it, we just went and told the tour guide we weren't going to be joining her, so to quit counting us in the number, because you don't want to just desert.
Right.
And
she questioned it. Are you sure? And we're like, yeah, we got it.
And so we figured maybe we would take the taxi back just over to the cruise port. And then we saw the hop on, hop off bus pull up. And so off we went. And it was the funnest day. Yeah. Funnest day. So
I just put the link right over there.
If we feel like we need to get off the ship by the time we hit Puerto Vallarta, just for, I don't know, I can't imagine, but we might do that. So plus when you get off the ship in Puerto Vallarta, in the little port area right there were really good tacos.
There were.
We ate at a sit down place, but take some cash with you, because if you really say, you know what, we were going to get 2 meals, but we just left the rest of our cash on the ship. He'll say, okay, I'll take a card. Because we did that. We didn't bring very much cash because we didn't need it. And usually people take credit cards. So anyway, but that's a good option. So Clyde says, thinking the same thing about going to LA from Seattle to get warmer. Yeah. Let's see. So Hope, nice to see you, Hope. I finished my Princess cruise where I got double points. It would make me Ruby now, but I'm still gold on the app. I want to add premium insurance at the standard rate that comes with Ruby. So here's the thing. If you look at your loyalty on your account in the computer, like on the Princess website, and if you do Princess cruises and you have not made yourself an account on the Princess website, you're doing yourself a disservice. It is so much easier to manage your booking using an account. Like, you'll have a login name, and like mine's my email address, and not Let's Go Travel Tips. But then and your password. Then when you go in there, you can see all your cruises lined up. So part of that is you can see what your loyalty status is. You can see your captain circle number, all this stuff about you. But if you looked there right now, I am sure it's right. I am sure that it's showing the correct loyalty level. The app always lags. Okay, I shouldn't say always, because somebody's going to tell me there's matched. But usually the app lags a little bit in showing that. So theoretically, Hope, you should be able to book a Princess cruise and have the correct like, get the platinum insurance for the standard cost. If you have other Princess Cruises booked, then you need to call or ask your travel agent to call, if you have a travel agent, to call and get that switched. Because if you have other cruises booked and, you're getting the standard for the standard cost, you have to call and get them to adjust that for you. So that's what I do. Oh, Christy and David, you guys have been to the Huntington? It's so beautiful. Like, we've been there several times. It's worth a day. And you cannot see, I would submit it's one of those places you can keep going back to, because they have a couple of art museums, and then they've got the library. They've got lots of gardens, not only the rose garden, but a Japanese garden. And then what's the other garden called where we walked all that whole day long with the kids one time?
It's just, I don't know.
It's a garden, but there is so much to see.
Yeah.
And they'll have new exhibits coming. They have a couple of different places to eat. So there's a lot to do there. It's a lovely way to spend a day. So, yeah. Kay says, we did the Rose Bowl Parade a few years ago, and it was the trip of a lifetime. Thanks for saying that, Kay. I'm so glad you got to go. The Rose Bowl Parade is really cool. Didn't you go to
the Rose Parade? Yeah, I've been to that.
Did I call it the Rose Bowl?
Well, she said Rose Bowl.
Okay, good. I feel
so, yeah, it's the Rose Parade.
With the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, I've been 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, he enjoyed it a lot, I think.
Yeah.
So Thomas says his late uncle lived in Monterey Park. Yeah. Great place for authentic Chinese food. That would be a great place. That makes a lot of sense. Hey, Joan, nice to see you. Will its status change from platinum to elite cruise on a 14-day cruise when 150 days are reached, or does it have to be at the start of the next cruise? You can go ask them. I would say you could go ask them. It's not going to roll over officially. Like, it won't show up on anything you have until you start a new cruise. If you're on a huge, long cruise and somewhere in there you switch over, you can go down to guest services and ask them. I have heard of people doing that. I've heard of varied results. So if you're just like, on a 7-day cruise and halfway through you turn over, I wouldn't be worrying about it. If you're on, world cruise and partway through you roll over, or, a really like a 29-day cruise and day 10 you roll over, you could ask them. But usually, usually it's at the beginning of a new cruise. Yeah. Oh, David said, see, they've been to all the places. No wonder we're friends. Yeah. Let's see. Thanks, Christy. She says all our LA pics are spot on. It's really so many places to see. Well, hello there. We got Marge and Ellen with us from the Sun Princess. So good to see you both. Really good to see you too. I got a picture sent to me today of you two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's really good to see you both. Thanks for coming. Yeah.
Now, you notice we didn't say go to Hollywood or go to Universal Studios.
We did take the kids to see the Hollywood sign one time.
Yeah.
And we have been to Disneyland, haven't been to Universal Studios. And it's because I have limited time.
And there's better things to do.
Well, Gordon, not if you enjoy what Universal Studios has.
If you enjoy it, that's wonderful. It's just...
It's not bad.
It's not our thing.
Gordon, it's okay.
I know. Okay.
So anyway... Yeah, if you need more ideas, you can ask us. So
I'll be quiet now.
Linda says only 31 days. I didn't mean it.
Not teasing.
Only 31 days until our cruise on the Enchanted. I heard this ship is similar to the Regal. It is similar to the Regal. I'm trying to think of what the differences are. The Regal, of course, is a little bit older, but they're tremendously the same, I would say.
Very much so. The Regal is going to have a different in the spa. So there's the tile beds. Then there's one little thing. It's like a miniature solo water bed.
Like you lay on it. Looks like a lounger, but
it's basically a water bed. They have that on the Regal. They don't have it on the Enchanted. I think they decided
the Enchanted just has the tile ones.
Just the tile ones.
Yeah. Those others are kind of funny. Yeah. Gordon didn't really like those so much.
No. So it was a flashback to the 70s.
I think the newer the ships are, the nicer their spas are.
Right.
Don't you think so? Yeah. Like on the Island Princess, you don't need to pay for the spa, right?
It's not worth it because
it's not got a fancy thermal spa like with the pool and all the stuff.
No. They expect you to use the retreat pool. And so, there is no fancy spa. And so the only thing you're really paying for is the heated tile bed. So, not worth it.
Yeah. So
in my mind. So.
Hi there.
So between the Regal and the Enchanted, you're going to find a lot of similarities.
Yeah. So Linda says it'll be interesting to hear how it's handled for the crew. You know what? They're not going to charge the crew $42 every time. I'm really confident of that. Our cruise ships will quit going there, right? Linda was wondering about that.
Right.
Now watch me be wrong, but no, it's just for cruise passengers.
Yeah.
And crew is different than a passenger. Yeah. Because they work there. So yeah. That's a thought, though. Thanks for thinking of that, Linda. And Linda Thurman says only 31 days until they're going to be going on the Enchanted. That was what led into that, but I couldn't remember if I said you only have 31 days left. So, and Life, Liberty, and Gun says, does anyone have general information on the Grand? They're going to be going on her February 25th to Hawaii. So I am going to do the series, one about each ship. Been working on gathering my stuff, but to me, the Grand Princess, so she is the one that we just saw on another Facebook group, people talking about this, saying we understand it's a little bit older of a ship, and every once in a while, well, and you know what, it could happen on any ship. There could be plumbing problems. And so apparently somebody was on it not too long ago, and at like 2:00 in the morning, their cabin was flooded. So they hurried up and called, and they said that the crew arrived, quickly helped them with everything, sent their clothing off to the laundry, and did everything just like they were supposed to do, and thought it was, just tip-top service. Before they knew it, their cabin was dried out. They were back with dry clothes again, and their only note was, it'd be nice if there was a bar open all evening. And it was fun to read the comments because a lot of people were like, what a great attitude when something like this happens. And then there were, of course, the grouches that show up. But I think the reason that I told you that is, number one, like all of us need to be prepared for everything. And I don't just say that to say it. I like mean it. Because sometimes in our cruising history, we've had a little bit of disappointment here and there, or things that have gone different than we wanted when we had gone so far to see something, and you're like, you're kidding. You're kidding me. We are in Antarctica and we can't see outside because the fog is so thick. And we had the best captain. He waited around until we could glimpse Elephant Island. He stayed as long as he could. And it was like in the last half an hour that like we could glimpse anything, but we did not get a crystal clear picture. And
how many times have you flown to Florida just to be greeted with a week of rain?
Or Alaska.
Okay. But I'm just saying, you expect to go to Florida for sunshine.
The Grand Princess, everybody says she's beautiful. People that don't like the smaller ships, of course, they don't like that. I think you're going to love her, though. Based on the experiences of her lately, I think you're going to really enjoy it. And you're going to go to Hawaii. So it'll be great. But as I think about that, it also reminds me how important it is to be true to yourself about what kind of ship you like the best. If you have recently been on one of the smaller princess ships, whether it was to Alaska this summer or to somewhere else, and you don't like it, and then you go on a big fancy one and you love it, well, don't go on the others anymore, right? So I think it's really important to like choose what you know you like. It would be silly to choose something that the last time you did it, you weren't crazy about it. Stick with what it is that you enjoy, right?
Right. And your point about, the attitude of, these people had a flooded cabin, but it also reminded me when we took the kids to Hawaii, we had a flooded hotel room.
Oh, we did. More than once.
We walked into that hotel room and the carpet was squished. Yeah. And so we called the front desk and they happily moved us to another room.
And it flooded too.
Yeah.
Next day, squish. And we were not leaving anything running. So on the second room, they're like, do you want us to move you again? We're like, it's okay. We're usually at the pool. We're usually going somewhere. It's okay.
It didn't smell, so it was okay.
And they were trying to figure out what the deal was because it was clean water. So
now that one hotel we stayed at in southern Utah,
you're not doing that again. So anyway, so you just get what you get.
It can happen anywhere. It's not always going to be on a cruise ship. Like I said, you may fly to Florida expecting a full week of sunshine and you get the hurricane.
Yeah, you're right.
What do you do?
Yeah. So you order another pina colada, virgin pina colada, or whatever it is that your drink of choice is. Me, I'd order a Diet Coke. He'd order a virgin pina colada. So Kim, great question, Kim. So I read her email.
Ice cream.
So she tried to call me earlier today, and I ordered a call back this evening. But she said, your thoughts on the British Isles Ring of Kerry land tour before the cruise. So, we're doing It's a group cruise, but it's very short notice. And so we're going on that August 13th sailing of the Regal Princess so that we can go see the military tattoo. And by the way, I booked my excursion just last night to see the ultimate.
Was it Monet?
No. The one with all those tall rocks. Giant's Causeway.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, that's what we're going to do. So it's going to be a cool cruise. Mm-hmm. But Kim, you know what? That British Isles Ring of Kerry cruise tour, I have looked at that again and again and again. That is a really good one. I would do that. Like the Ring of Kerry is a thing. And to have a land tour that would take you there and see all of those places like that before the cruise, I would do that in a heartbeat if I could. Very much so. Very much so. Yeah, so we'll chat, but I think that's a phenomenal idea. If you can do that, you should. Raleigh's Designs, what kind of cash needed on a Mexico cruise? US dollars. You don't need to get any Mexican. No. They want US dollars. So they're tickled when you give it to them.
In fact, the first time we went, we ran out of cash. We went to an ATM and got US dollars.
We really ran out.
We remember we went and bought a whole bunch of it was in Mazatlan. We went and got a whole bunch of souvenirs.
Oh.
We actually really had, I think we only had $20 with us.
Oh, it's because the rest was on the ship.
Yeah.
Okay, and he wanted something else. Okay. So. All righty. Let's see. Thanks for saying most places take cash. They do, and like more places take credit cards than you would think. A lot of the places take credit cards now.
Yeah. And again, that was post-COVID, like
in 2021.
So
like October.
They really wanted that cash.
Yeah. But now they still do.
Oh, they still do. Yeah, absolutely.
So Have a Coke says the app finally got its status right.
Good.
Oh, it took all this time from June. So see, it might be a minute. That's why really log in. You make your username, you make your password, make sure that you use the same email that you use for your Princess account and your birthday, and you're good. So David says they sprung. You guys got the Huntington tea on your anniversary.
Oh, nice.
2018. Good for you guys. See, we'll have to go there again sometime. We could meet you there. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, you guys are going to be on the same cruise, Linda and Cassie.
Oh,
how fun. Carrie, nice to see you. From Fremantle to Albany. Nice to see you. You know, time flies when you're on a cruise, doesn't it?
I scratch myself when I give it. We got another thumbs up.
Yeah, it's good to see you guys. Yeah, I like how Life, Liberty, and Gun says. Oh, well, you know what? It's Code 4 for Life. They are spreading their wings. And so it's fun to follow along. See, they're probably like me. You'll think, oh, I just love going on Princess. You know what? I need to try something else. So we try something else. And sometimes I'm like, oh, my goodness. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, let's go back to Princess. So like Azamara was like, oh, my goodness. And sometimes others are just. Let's see. I like how Code 4 for Life says their next 2 cruises will be on Holland America. The one after that will be back to the Ruby. Yeah.
Returning home.
I was looking at cruises today, and there are some Holland America ones. You know, you look at Alaska in 2025, and some are incredibly sold, but there are some that have a lot of space left. So if you were going to go to Alaska in 2025 and you haven't chosen your date, don't give up. So
especially early.
Mary, so good to see you, Mary.
Okay.
We were talking about you and wondering how you and Bill are doing. So
she's been on the Grand.
It's nice to see you. She's been on the Grand. So nice to have you here.
Jeff's Thomas, his first cruise was on the Grand.
I wonder if Jeffrey's doing okay. He's not here again. You're going to get checked on, Jeffrey.
Is he not happy because they didn't choose him as the president?
Oh. But that has nothing to do with us. So, yeah. Oh, Thomas's first cruise was on the Grand, and everybody, thinks the Grand is great. You're going to have a great time if you didn't already know. Let's see. Plan ahead. We're expecting rain in Florida this Wednesday.
Just in time for the holidays. Okay.
Yeah. You have to know your cruise style. Mary, you summed it up. You do. You really have to know what ship you love. And if you went on a small ship, then you want on a big ship and you think you're going to take that small ship somewhere and be happy, you're fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself, because what was wrong? Because when you think of like the Grand Princess and the Coral and the Island and the like the Crown and the Sapphire and the Emerald, they are all quite similar, but they're also quite different with some of their dining options, especially. And so if you thought that one ship of those was old, you're going to think they're all old and ratty. And if you thought that they didn't have enough dining options or whatever, you're not going to think that the other ones in that class have enough either, right? I only say that because that's what I hear a lot. So tell me what you think in the comments. Yeah, let's see. Of all the princess ships I've been on, Rich and Pat say Grand Princess is still their favorite. There you go. You're set. Life, Liberty, and Guns. Let's see. The wrapping around promenade on the Grand Class ship is so unique and world class. It is. It is. And you know what? To me, that wraparound, that promenade changes like how you can enjoy your trip. Truly, because it's covered. It has those seats along there, like the really nice, comfortable seats. You can read a book. You can just watch the ocean go by. You can do your walk. Some of them, now you can't quite get through all the way to the front on some of them, but you can do still that whole walk around most of it. It just has the
feel of an ocean light cruise. Yeah,
very much so. And if you have an interior cabin and you want to be outside looking at things, so you're thinking the top decks, well, you know what? It can be pouring down rain or snow, and you can still be on deck 7 seeing everything.
There's really very few people on there on a regular basis.
Yeah,
those seats are
people will walk, but it's not usually hard to find a seat. It's very nice. Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up, you guys. Yeah, that is a game changer. And I would say that's probably what I miss the most. But that's what comes to my mind when people say, do you like the bigger ships like the Royal or the Regal or the Enchanted, whatever? Or do you like the smaller ones better? Every time the first thing that pops into my head is that promenade deck. Yeah. So it's a big deal.
Yeah. And further on down, Mary talks about all the levels on the back of the Grand. And when you're on the aft, you've got that aft pool, which is adults only, and you've got at least 3 layers on up there, and it's just, and it's beautiful. Yeah, and it's not crowded back there on a regular basis.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, thanks for saying that. Gordon just lost something over here. Life, Liberty, and Guns. I like how you say, Renee, a Diet Coke, regular Coke for you. Let's all have a Diet Coke, shall we? And a Coke, whatever it is your drink. Have a sip. We don't really have Diet Coke down here. We have water. So let's see. Tom says, from Stock Perks, so fortunately your application for onboard credit on your upcoming reservation has not been approved as it did not meet the terms and conditions. So yeah, it depends on what promo you're booked with. I would say like if you were booked with like a Princess Picks, or if you had a really discounted fare, they're going to tell you it's not included. The booking a restricted discount reservation and not eligible for onboard credit. Because you know what? There are some ways of booking cruises. Like if often Interline is not available, I hear some people get it, but a lot of people don't get credit for Interline. And the same with other perks booking. If you're associated with a cruise, the cruise line or something like that, you're not going to get the onboard credit. So maybe you got a really good deal. Maybe that qualified. So yeah, sometimes you can't say how you booked. Yeah. Are we okay?
Well, I just wonder if I had to take his number off.
Did somebody put his phone number?
No, his booking number.
Oh, Tom, you going to tell your booking number, sweetheart?
I'm going to delete
We're taking that off so that nobody gets your booking number, okay? Because we can't have anybody doing that. I can't. If I try to look at your booking and try to help, I can't because I didn't book it. So we'll take that down.
Yeah, we love you, Tom, but
we love you. We can't have somebody get a hold of your booking number.
We want to just make sure. So if it says that it's not there, that's
and if you want to tell us,
I'm trying to be kind.
Yeah, if you want to tell us what kind of cruise fare you had, tell us, and then everybody will know that those often don't qualify. So. Lori, so good to see you. Lori is one of our Let's Go family members down there trying to rebuild her life. She's down in Tampa trying to rebuild, trying to find her life again, and trying to get her home built again and be able to live there. Thomas wants a Diet Coke fee. It is so nice to see you. Thanks for saying hi and coming. Oh, the cruise was rebooked for a lower fare. It could have been the Princess Picks. Could have been. Let's see. The Royal class ships are at the max size we want to sail. We prefer under 3,000 passenger capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's really, oh, Tom, you are awesome. No need to say sorry. We
Oh,
all
yeah.
just are
No,
taking
no, no.
care. No, it's really easy to,
I got you
in a
covered.
moment.
We got you covered, okay?
Hey, Donna, so nice to see you again.
We are all part of the Tom Barton fan
really
club.
good to see you.
Okay.
Indeed, we are a part of it. Yeah, better than thumbs down. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gary. Thumbs up is always better than thumbs down. So Cunard made us Miss Princess in Holland, America. Yeah, you know, my hairdresser, my favorite guy who was on the Sun Princess Mervyn, he is over. What did they tell me? On the Queen Mary, I think.
Yeah.
So that's just disheartening. I'll live. But I was excited to go see him again.
I guess
somewhere.
That gives us a reason to go.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. I think we saw that.
Right.
Yeah, Tim and Cindy will be on the
Caribbean
Princess.
Nice. Oh,
on
I
the
love
15th.
that ship.
I love that ship too. We're gonna be envious of you while you're there. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Love the main dining room, so dining options is not an issue for us. You know what? I agree with you on that. We don't worry about specialty dining too much either. We're just happy to go. They make dinner for us. Like I always say, they clean up. That's not a worry. Every once in a while, I can see, but see, this is a great thing too. Thanks for bringing this up. If you love the main dining room, that'll also, I think, impact what ship you enjoy the very most. Because if you love the main dining room, it won't matter what ship you're on. You'll be happy with the dining. But if you want to be trying more specialty places, then even if you haven't been on a ship before, look and see what the specialty options are so that you're sure you'll be pleased, right, dear?
Yes.
Because when we went on the Island Princess, we tried the Bayou Cafe just because we do YouTube and we wanted to be able to say, that was silly. It was not good. I would have guessed it wasn't good because the venue's not really even a restaurant. And so, I don't know. It just is what it is. So on that ship, otherwise you're going to have your Crown Grill and your Sabatinis, and that's fine. So yeah, small ship. I'm a small ship, long cruise girl. Yes. I like that, Mary. That sounds like heaven. Yeah, good for you, sweetheart. So let's see what else. I was thinking about some. Let's see. Barb says the Ruby, the Crown, and the Majestic are all very different. They are very different. You're absolutely right, Barb. And so when you find one of them that you love, you should stick with it. But yeah, it is amazing how different some of those smaller ships are.
Recovering Californian from Southern Utah.
Just got off the Discovery a week ago, and we'll be on the Sun February 1st.
Majestic for Canada.
Oh, that'll be fun. Good for you.
Yeah.
Recovering Californian. I like that. That's just fine. That's just fun. Yeah.
I gotta quit scratching myself.
Okay. You don't even itch. Okay. We prefer the Crown, Emerald, and Ruby is what Code 4 for Life says. Princess for the Skywalkers. I love that Skywalkers deck 18 and Adagio Lounge on 16. Yeah. Everybody could write that list down. The Crown, the Emerald, and the Ruby. Great list. Yeah. Yeah, Carrie says he loves that promenade as well, the old wind deck chairs, and watch the sea go by. And you're not so far from the ocean there either. It's not down there. It's just down a little bit from there. Let's see. Attila the Fun likes those as well. Yeah, you're going to love the Crown Princess. Yeah. Let's see. Dave Perry, I think my Mrs. Travel Agent told me I couldn't call home on the Ruby with Premier. Can I? Couldn't call home on the Ruby Princess.
Well, if you have Wi-Fi, you have to have Wi-Fi.
Well, the Premier package has Wi-Fi. And so, yeah, you can call home.
Don't use your phone. Don't use the
Make
cellular.
sure your phone is on airplane mode.
Yes.
And then call home.
And then you have to either have Wi-Fi calling capability with your carrier or use an app. I'll put the link to the video.
I don't know about the carrier too much. It depends. Doesn't that depend on how far you are from shore, like where you are?
It depends on the carrier.
Oh, it does.
But I will link the video that I made that talks about Wi-Fi calling. I'll put that over here right now.
Yeah, I call people.
Yeah.
And every once in a while I get upset because I can't, but usually it works. So Christine loves the promenade. Peter Pan has 152 days. Nice to see you, Peter Pan. Good to see you. Let's see. I don't like to dress up, so no Cunard. And there is that.
There you go.
Oh, thanks, Hank. I owe you an email today. I started to look up so I didn't give you a wrong answer. What's the cancellation policy for excursions booked through during vacations? I was going to look and see what date that is from your cruise. I'm writing it down. I'll email you this evening. I started to look.
Peter Pan is here.
Yep, I know who that is. Actually,
okay.
I know who she is. So that's why I said it's nice to see her. Good to see you, though.
Have you tried the plank on the Caribbean? We did not. Did we?
No, it was closed because we were on there in January of 2022.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was closed at that time.
That's
it was
right.
during Omicron, so
That's
it was like
right.
really empty on the ship.
We had the ship to ourselves. We had a personal yacht.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing too, and then we'll go back to Code 4 for Life. Tom says, you rebook at a lower price and lost the stock credit. So you know what? A lot of times when you rebooking at a lower price, you save more than your onboard credit was. You know what I mean? And so if you have to weigh out, am I going to lose my stockholder onboard credit? Your shareholder onboard credit, or are you going to take the lower
Look at
fare?
your bottom line.
Like a bird in the hand is better than, So I think that's not a bad thing.
Yep.
Chris says he hasn't cruised Princess and already have booked his second cruise on the Star in 2026. So, you know what? Sue and Phil are like you. They have booked cruises and they're just starting out, but they have a lot booked, she told me.
Don't worry about
it's
it.
just really exciting.
Just go and have a good time.
You'll really enjoy. So back to Code 4 for Life, they said the Queen Mary 2 is an amazing ship, but like a battleship. Oh, a battleship. And so elegant. We weren't impressed with the Cunard experience.
That's right. You had a bit of a hiccup.
Makes me more leery. So truthfully, makes me more leery. I don't know. I've kind of, for people, I have not lowered my expectations. For experiences, I probably have lowered. I have lowered them a little bit. I feel like if I go expecting that much and something is grand, then I'll enjoy it. But it's harder to be disappointed when you didn't expect a lot. I don't know if that's a good way to live. So let's see. 10, Life of Liberty again said there were 10 of them on the Crown in June to Alaska, and their 4 grandchildren simply loved Camp Discovery. They could not get enough. 6-year-old granddaughter cried when we had to go. Wow. You know what? I hear that so much about the kids programs on Princess. So many people, their children just love them. Really. I've watched children ask their parents to go back. I've heard them at dinner asking if they can please go back. So I think they do such a good job. Yeah. How many in the group for the Panama Canal? I think it's around 40. I could recount again. I think that's where we're at, right around there. So yeah, nice to see you, Christine. Let's see.
Sue and Phil have been on. They have 8 booked, and they've only been on 1.
So see, talk to Chris. You guys are like thinking the
Carrie's
same thing.
taken off for the day. Have a good day, Carrie.
Carrie. Let's see. Is there an easy way to look for cruise price reductions? So you know what, Janet? So like if you book a cruise and it's on a certain day, you can just look at it again. And sometimes, you catch, sometimes when the price changes, it's because you made a new booking. Sometimes you can just switch the booking that you've got. Yeah. If anybody wants to add anything else on that, speak right up. I don't know. I don't know of a website where you enter all your cruises and it follows it for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there might be one. So, yeah. Does anybody have any other questions while we're here? We had a whole list of things we could have talked about, but you guys all asked great questions.
We appreciate that.
Had a fun time. Yeah. We'll save those for next time. So we aren't going to be here on Friday and we're not going to be here on Monday, but we'll catch you a week from Friday. No, thanks for coming along. Yeah, thank you very much. We really look forward to seeing you all the time. If you have questions, pop them under our videos or send me an email. But it sure is nice to see you and spend a few minutes talking about cruising. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.